Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Today we'll be discussing Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 6, text 31. Just a second. Hare Krishna. Sorry about that. 6.31. Sarvabhutassthitam yo mam bhajatyekattvamastitah sarvadha vartamanopi sayogi mai vartate. So Krishna continues to explain the state of advanced realization for a yogi. Here he says, Sarvabhutassthitam yo mam. Sarvabhutassthitam means situated in everyone's heart. Me. One who thinks that Krishna is situated in everyone's heart and therefore bhajati mam. One who serves me in devotional service. He is situated in oneness with me. Ekatvam astitaha sarvatha. In all respects. That means not becoming Krishna, but becoming one in quality with Krishna. Becoming united with the desire of Krishna, not against the desires of Krishna. That is oneness. Sarvatha vartamanopi sa yogi mai vartate. The yogi who knows that I and the super soul within all creatures are one, worships me and remains always in me in all circumstances. So, the yogis typically focus on the super soul within the heart. And the same super soul is there in everyone's heart. Sarvabhuta sthitam. So, one who understands that as non different from Krishna, Mam, and worships me, therefore, remains always me in all circumstances. So, that super soul, typically the yogis concentrate as Vishnu with four hands, holding Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. The yogi should know that Vishnu is non different from Krishna. Actually, Krishna, in this form of super soul, is situated in everyone's heart. So there is a people usually have this doubt. Does Krishna come from Vishnu or Vishnu comes from Krishna? Because they say, oh, Krishna is one of the Dashavataras of Vishnu. So the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says like this. Avatarira dehe saba avatarera sthiti keho konamate kahe yemana yaramati. All other incarnations are situated in potential form in the original body of the primeval Lord. Thus, according to one's opinion, one may address him as any one of the incarnations. So, the point is that when the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, comes, all the expansions, all the plenary portions, everything is included. All the plenary portions exist with the original person. So one may call him with any names. Therefore he says, Krishna ke kahaye keha nara narayana, keho kahe Krishna haya sakshat vamana. Some say that Sri Krishna is directly Naranarayana. Others say that he is directly Vamana. Some say that Krishna is the incarnation of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. None of these statements is impossible. Each is as correct as the others. Some call him Hari or the Narayana of the transcendental world. Everything is possible in Krishna, for he is the primeval Lord. Sakala Sambhave Krishna Yate Avatari. He is the Avatari. He is the source of all incarnations. I offer my obeisances unto the feet of all who hear or read this discourse. Kindly hear with attention the conclusion of all these statements. A sincere student should not neglect the discussion of such conclusions, considering them as controversial, for such discussions strengthens the mind, and thus one's mind becomes attached to Sri Krishna. So he says basically that Krishna is the avatari, as Bhagavatam also confirms. After describing all the expansions and incarnations, Vyasadeva says, Ite chamsya kala pumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. All these are expansions or portions, plenary portions or portions of plenary portions, but Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. As here also it is said, Avatari, Krishna is the Avatari. Brahma Samhita confirms, Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha, Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna himself confirms, Mattaha Parataram Nanyat Kinchidasti, there is no truth superior to me. Mattaha Sarvam Pravartate, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha. From me comes everything, expands everything. So when it is described that Krishna, when people call, oh, Krishna, Vishnu, Krishna is the avatar of Vishnu, it actually means Vishnu is there inside Krishna, so therefore they can call by that name. Oh, Krishna, Vishnu now became Krishna, because Vishnu is also there within Krishna. So it is not incorrect. So it doesn't matter whether one worships Vishnu or Krishna. Ultimately, they're all the one personality. The potency is the same. Just like the candles, when they are lit, all of them can give the same light. But still, there is an original candle. That is Krishna. So the yogis, they focus on the super soul within the heart. Whereas the devotees, they focus on Krishna's Shyamasundara form, threefold bending form. So that is a difference. And Krishna confirms that the form of Krishna is the highest form of meditation. When after he shows the universal form to Arjuna, and then he shows the four-armed form of Vishnu, and then he shows the original form of Krishna, there he says that whatever this form that you are seeing is very, very rare. It cannot be understood or worshipped easily by the greatest sages or demigods. So the revelation of Krishna's position and form and devotional service to Krishna's form is the highest conclusion of all scriptures. That's why he says, Krishna says, this is Sarva Guhyatamam Bhuyaha. Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. Mam Evaishyasi Satyam Te Pratijane Priyosime. To always think of Krishna in his two-armed, threefold bending form is the highest, most confidential portion of all scriptures. So Krishna is there as super soul, as Vishnu, and he is there in everyone's heart. He is dealing with everyone. Like, for example, one householder is praying to God, my dear Lord, I've earned so much. I've kept that in my locker. Oh, there may not be any burglary in my home this night. Please save me. And the other man is praying. He's a thief. You know, thieves are also sometimes devotees. After earning, they go and donate so much. You see, of course, I'm not saying they're all thieves, but even thieves, they go and donate in the temples. They also know that God is there, but somehow, because of their bad habits, they cannot stop. So the thief is also praying, oh, my Lord, this night I shall commit burglary in that house. Please help me to get something. See, the owner is also praying, the thief is also praying. Contradictory prayers. Now, what is Krishna's position? Krishna is in everyone's heart. Krishna has to satisfy so many prayers. I want to get that position. The other person is saying, I want to get that position. I want to get that house. I want to get this house. See, Krishna's adjustment, he still somehow adjusts and gives accordingly. That is Krishna's intelligence, how he adjusts. He gives everyone freedom. Everyone is given facilities. So there's a constant botheration for Krishna, isn't it? When you have experience with children, kids are fighting. I want this. No, the other kid also says, no, I want that only. You say, no, I'll give you something else. No, I want that only. So it's so much of botheration, isn't it? You have to leave all your work and come and focus on this, settling this problem. Somehow or the other, by your intelligence, you somehow settle that problem. Constantly, again, something comes. So it's a botheration for Krishna. That is why Krishna advises to his devotees. Prabhupada says, you rascal, don't plan anything. You nonsense. You don't give me trouble. At least you don't give me trouble. Please surrender unto me. Just go under my plan. Don't invent or try to go with your plan. Don't give me botheration. If you go by my plan, you'll be happy. Don't be like a fool asking like these others. Be happy with what I give you. Be happy with what I order you. Just like the parent, he tells the child, you do this, I'll give you the best thing. This is the best for you. You please understand me. Like that. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. So many plans are coming daily I have to fulfill. But don't do that. Ye yadha mam prapadyante tam tadhaiva bhajamyaham. According to one surrender, I reciprocate. If one surrender is that they want something from me, I reciprocate with them like that only. If one surrender is that they don't want anything from me, but they want to do everything I say, I reciprocate like that. So, except the pure devotee of Krishna, everyone is simply giving Krishna trouble. So, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says Dushkrutina. Dushkrutina means miscreants. They want their own plans. Of course, Dushkritina don't even come to God, but Krishna only has to sanction, isn't it? Whatever plans they make. Without God's sanction, nothing can move. But that is giving trouble to Krishna. So a devotee actually does not even pray for his own maintenance. That is pure devotee. He does not even give trouble to Krishna even for his bare maintenance. If he has no maintenance, he will suffer fasting. Still, he will not ask Krishna, Krishna, I'm very hungry, give me some food. Of course, Krishna never lets his devotee suffer like that. He's always alert. But a devotee's principle is not to place any plan to Krishna. Let Krishna do. Simply, we have to do according to the plan of Krishna. So, in Bhagavatam, it is described how these yogis they focus. The beauty of the super soul is described. It is Krishna only, but Krishna appears as the four-armed form of Vishnu, and they conceive that within the body of within the heart. His mouth expresses happiness. His eyes spread like the petals of a lotus, and his garments, yellowish like the saffron of a kadamba flower, are bedecked with valuable jewels. His ornaments are all made of gold, set with jewels, and he wears a glowing headdress and earrings. His lotus feet are placed over the whorls of the lotus like hearts of great mystics. On his chest is the Kaustuba jewel engraved with a beautiful calf, and there are other jewels on his shoulders. His complete torso is garlanded with fresh flowers. So, like this, beautifully it is explained. And how the yogi should focus, the meditation should begin from the lotus feet of the Lord and progress to his smiling face. Gradually, it should go up. Lotus feet, then the calves, and the thighs, then the higher things. The more the mind becomes fixed upon the different parts of the limbs, one after the other, the more the intelligence becomes purified. And there are umpteen descriptions of personal form of Krishna in Bhagavatam. The yogis they focus on this beautiful super soul form of Vishnu, and the devotees they focus on the beautiful form of Krishna. Yasyananam makarakundallacharu karna bhrajat kapola shubhagam savilasahasam nityotsavam natatrupurdrishibih pibantyo naryo narastya mudita kupita nimescha. So there are several verses like that describing the beautiful form of Krishna. His face is beautiful, smiling always, with his beautiful forehead and nice cheeks, face expressing happiness, and wearing shark-shaped earrings, and wearing a peacock feather, playing flute, and Nityotsavam na tatrupur drushibihi. The devotees who watch Krishna, it is a Nitya Utsavam for them, and they never become satisfied. And Kupita Nimesha, they become angered on Lord Brahma for giving them this blink of an eye. We say the blink of an eye. At the blink of an eye, this happened. Blink of an eye means just you blink, hardly any time. But that also they become angry on Brahma for creating such feature because that is disrupting their constant happiness of seeing Krishna. That is how beautiful Krishna is. Kandarpa koti kamaniya visesha shobham. He is more attractive than koti kandarpa, millions of cupids. So we cannot explain in ordinary words in this material world the beauty of Krishna. So that is the process of meditation. The devotees focus on Krishna. So it is said in the purport, the yogi in Krishna consciousness, even though he may be engaged in various activities while in material existence, remains always situated in Krishna. This is confirmed in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu of Rupa Goswami. Nikhileshu api avasthasu jivan muktah sa uchyate. A devotee of the Lord always acting in Krishna consciousness is automatically liberated. By concentrating one's attention on the transcendental form of Krishna, who is all pervading and beyond time and space, one becomes absorbed in thinking of Krishna and then attains the happy state of transcendental association with him. So it is clear by so many verses, so many statements, that if we absorb ourselves in thinking of Krishna, then we attain the happy state. But our mind wants to think of something else. Our mind wants to do so many things except thinking of Krishna. So we have to trick the mind. So a mother, she's giving the medicine, a bitter medicine to the child. How much ever she might convince the child, he would not take the medicine. And then so she hit upon this idea. She places a sweet laddu before the child and says, "Oh, if you take this medicine, I'll give you this laddu." At once the child drinks the medicine. And the medicine removes the effect of the disease and gives him abundant energy. He runs away in great joy, even forgetting that laddu, isn't it? So if you tell a conditioned soul, if you tell somebody, "Oh, please do this sacrifice, please do this yagna," he will not do because he seeks pleasure through other actions. Therefore, the Vedas, they adopt this mother's method. Hey, if you do this ritual, you get Svargaloka as a reward for sacrifice. So in the ritual, what they do, they place Narayana Shila. So they are performing rituals to go to the heavenly planets, but at the same time, they are worshipping Narayana also in the side. So they get a little advancement. When the man performs sacrifice, his heart is purified, and gradually wisdom dawns on him. And when he is sufficiently purified, he does not even bother anymore for Svargaloka when he comes to Krishna consciousness. So that is the idea of the rituals. One should not denounce. It has a place in the Vedic literature. Even though pure devotees, pure devotional service is transcendental to these rituals. But for a materialist, they go from these rituals gradually. Oh, I'll go to Swarga. I'll get this boon. I'll get Jan Sri Aishwarya Prajepsavaha. I'll get wealth, Ishwarya, followers, great progeny. They take up. But the idea is gradually to purify them instead of letting them live like animals. So just like that, we have to adopt our mind also certain methods to trick the mind. Oh, it's okay, let's start. So you have a vow of chanting one mala. Hey, it's okay, let's chant 10 mantras. After that, you can do whatever you want. So you start something. It's like putting a foot in the door. The door is slammed. Mind has slammed the door closed, but you let yourself a foot in the door. And slowly you can inch yourself in. So 10 mantras is not very difficult, isn't it? You focus. And then once you focus on Krishna, Krishna attracts you with his taste, with his attraction. And 10 more mantras. It's okay, you take a break. Again, 10 more, 20 more. So like that you have to find ways and means. Yena tena prakarena manah Krishne niveshayet. So you take vow of 4 rounds. Oh, let me do one round now. Oh mind, I'll just do one round. So, like that, any goal you take, there are ways and means by which you can trick the mind, just like the mother's technique, or reward yourself. Oh, if you do this, we can do something today. So, like that, tell the mind to reward with something. And after you do it, because of the mode of goodness, you will not engage in it. Even if you engage, you have completed your goal, you have got that strength. And eventually, over a period of time, you will become strong to beat the mind. So, otherwise, we are just wasting this valuable human form of life. So, they say this story about this king, the great king. He wanted to, a visitor came to the king and handed over a delicate gift to the king, a exquisitely carved ivory fan. And the king fanned himself with this new present. This is like a fan, hand fan. And then he became tired of it, and he threw it to the court joker. Every court has jokers. So he was kneeling at his feet, and he said, "Keep this with you until you find someone who is greater fool than you." And all the people in the court laughed. So it was an insult to this joker. And then years passed, and the king fell ill. His condition deteriorated. He is about to die. And this joker came. He asked, "How are you, sir?" And the king said, "Very bad. Soon I have to leave my body and go on my journey." "So, what journey?" asked this joker. "And you are ill and weak and in no condition to move. Where will you go?" The king shouted, "Oh, fool, it is a journey inevitable, a journey that I have to take after death." And then the joker said, "Have you made any preparations for this journey?" And then the king said, "Oh no, that is my great regret," filled with tears. And then the joker took out that fan that the king had given him years ago. And then he said, "You take this now. Because you said you give it to a fool who is greater fool than you. Now you are a greater fool than I, because you knew that you had to undertake this inevitable journey at death, and yet you had made no preparations for it. So who can be more fool?" So if we don't prepare by taking resolutions, daily goals, improving our Krishna consciousness, then we'll be fools. We'll be wasting our human life. I'll stop here. Anyone has any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavats Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, we heard that Vishnu, Krishna, everyone has the same potency and it's the same reference. Prabhu, I heard in one of the lectures or in books as well, there's this percentage, right, Prabhu? The qualities they talk about, Shiva has this percentage of qualities and Brahma. Does Vishnu, I remember something on Vishnu has this many, but how do we understand that, Prabhu? It's not the full 64
Yeah.
qualities.
So even though they are not different from Krishna, Vishnu forms, they don't manifest all the power of Krishna. Like, for example, Rama has taken a vow of Ekapatni Vrata. Even though he could have married many wives to please his devotees, there are innumerable devotees. But Krishna satisfied all of them. Krishna satisfied the desires of the gopis. He married so many wives in Dwaraka. He expanded unlimitedly to give pleasure to everyone. But other forms of Godhead, they, even though they are, the power is there, but they don't manifest. They are manifest for a particular purpose, and therefore their functionality is adapted to that particular purpose. But Krishna is all purpose, all functionality Krishna can exhibit. There is no limit. So that is why the every incarnation is a particular purpose, particular reason why they come, and they manifest only that particular nature. When they want to manifest fully, that's when Krishna does that.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. That's helpful. So it's that it's not they can't, it's they won't, right?
Right.
Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai, Srila Prabhu.